everybody, I hope you're having a good evening and for that matter, a great day. Today's video is being recorded much later than normal, just because I slept in, to be honest, I slept in. But today, I just wanted to cover the Archon quest in Genshin. I hope you guys enjoy. If you do, you know what to do. Leave a like, comment, and subscribe and all that stuff. But yeah, let's get into the video. Okay, so where do we exactly get started on the Archon quest? To my knowledge, we just go to Sumeru and talk to Catherine, so I'm gonna go do that. Hello, Catherine. It's been a while.
Ad Astra Abyssosque.
Abyssosque?
Hi, Catherine. Do you have any commissions for us today?
Yeah, good question.
Commissions, huh? Let me think. Oh, how about this? Please attend the Academia's Academic Symposium this afternoon and recite a love poem on stage.
Recite a love poem on stage? That's a bit weird for a commission, but...
Wait, say what now?
And if possible, please also use your camera to capture the reaction of the audience upon finishing the poem.
Methinks this isn't Catherine.
Huh? What kind of commission is that?
The audience is would definitely have a reaction.
I see. It appears that you're not interested in this commission. In that case, please go to Port Armos and convince the Eremites there to spend some time volunteering at the local orphanage.
I don't think that's gonna go over very well.
Hey, that's not any better.
Isn't that asking for a beating?
I'm sure the mercenaries will have some interesting reactions as well.
Paimon's gotta ask. Just who exactly has been submitting these commissions to the Adventurers Guild?
It's a good question.
Oh, the commissioner? Well, actually, I just wanted to see the two of you in action.
Yeah, I thought so.
Was it so obvious? I was hoping you would actually take one of those commissions. That kind of chance to observe humans doesn't come by often.
It really doesn't.
So
For
it's
good
like
reason,
that.
but
Everyone just knew Catherine
doesn't.
wouldn't crack those kinds of jokes. When did you get into her head? From when she said, Ad Astra Abyssosque? So it's been you this whole time?
Yeah. Paimon, you couldn't tell?
Are you done resting up, Nahida?
Yeah.
I've been sleeping ever since we parted ways, and I even had a really, really long dream.
A dream? What kind of dream?
It was another dream about the Sumeru's festival, except it was a happy one.
Ooh?
In my dream, I was sitting in the middle of a flower terrace, and everyone in Sumeru City was holding hands as they danced in circles around me. They danced round and round, and everyone looked really happy.
That does sound pretty good for a dream.
I also got to sit on a gigantic flower carriage. Ferris, the Knight of Flowers, raised me really, really high above the ground, and I was throwing an endless amount of Yalda candies at the children. You know, Nahida, maybe your dream is how the Sumeru's festival really should be. It's meant to be a joyous time where everyone gets together to celebrate your birthday.
Yeah, it's really supposed to be this happy gathering of all people, not what it turned out to be.
Huh? Wasn't I describing a really happy dream? Why are you both looking at me like that? Wait, could this be an example of the emotion known as pity?
Pity, yeah. I guess it's pity. It's,
No, we aren't pitying you. That would only make everything worse. We just don't want you to feel too sad. By the way, have you had a chance to visit Dunyarzad? How's she doing? The homie
good
Annie
question.
haven't
How
allowed
is
any
Dunyarzad
visitors after
doing?
the festival, so we haven't been able to check on her.
yeah, no, like, is she doing well? Hopefully.
Yes, I paid her a visit right after I woke up. She was resting at the time.
Okay.
Condition is stabilized.
That is good.
However, Since Elazar is a manifestation of the withering on the human body, we can only cure it by finding a way to take care of Irminsul's own withering.
Oh. So I
For the
just have
moment,
to solve the
our top
entire
focus should
problem
still be
of
figuring out
Sumeru.
what the sages are up to and what
Let
they're
me just
planning.
get on that then.
Right. Who knows what'll happen if they manage to pull off another scheme like the Samsara of the Sub-Zero's festival.
Thousands of scholars try their hands at trying to fix something. I spend 30 seconds and I do it in
So
one
our
attempt.
first priority should be
Imagine.
investigating and putting a stop to the sages' activities. As for how we should pull that off, let's discuss it somewhere else. There are too many adventurers around here.
Yeah.
Oh, good point. Sorry, adventurers. We're gonna be borrowing Catherine for a little while.
I guess that's the start of the quest then. So, yeah, you can probably tell that I recorded that Catherine clip a bit earlier. That was when I was still trying to, you know, move around myself and try to
Let's
find the
continue our
best
chat
case
here.
for things. Okay.
Okay, so do you have any ideas on how we can investigate the sages, Nahida?
It's a good question.
Actually, I've already done a little bit of work on that. But for now, I want to hear your thoughts.
Yes. We could grab someone closer to the sages and question them.
We're in the dark as of now. Since we still don't know anything about their goals, any
Yeah,
rash
we
move
really
could set them
don't know.
off and lead to terrible consequences.
Yeah, we don't really know who's good and
Every
who's
person
bad.
in Sumeru City is one of their hostages.
Yes. Possess a key figure in the academia?
I've already tried that, but all the key members of the academia, even the core 30 guards, intentionally avoid wearing their Akasha terminals.
Ah, of
It
course.
seems that from the very beginning, they've been guarding against
They
influence
must have
from the
all
Akasha.
always
Of
known.
course, it could also be because they're wary of me.
Yeah,
Have you already
probably,
passed
if
the
I had
sages'
to guess.
attention?
I'm guessing not yet, but distrusting me would make perfect sense if they've ever paid attention to the urban legends about me.
Oh?
In any case,
You
I
have urban
probably can't take
legends.
over their minds
I didn't
directly.
know that. Possess a student and infiltrate the sage's quarters?
No way, that's too risky.
Of course it is.
You mean it'd be too easy to get caught?
Yeah.
No, it's not that. We
Oh yeah,
shouldn't
you'd be
involve
involving an
students in
innocent
this.
student into
A
things.
single mistake could completely ruin their lives. Doing
Definitely
that would
don't
be
wanna do
ignoring
that.
The safety of my people for my own selfish goals. How is that any different from what the sages are doing?
I
That's a
mean,
good point. Spoken like the god of Sumeru.
yeah. I can't think of anything else.
Are we really out of ideas?
Yes, Paimon, we are.
Yeah, you're super smart, so you already have something in mind, right? Don't keep us in suspense. Spill the beans already.
According to a popular theory from the Vahumana Darshan of the
The
academia,
Vahumana
projecting our practical
Darshan.
motions at the beginning of a planning session will give more weight to the actual proposal.
Oh,
Okay, but aren't you the god of wisdom? You don't have to use that kind of gimmick to make us take your ideas seriously.
Well, I've been thinking that if I can't directly
I
possess
guess.
the leaders, and if I can't get ordinary people involved, then I should find someone who's already involved, but hasn't decided to side with the sages.
You say we
Oh.
should recruit a spy? That does sound like it could work.
Someone who's on the fence.
Before coming back, we met someone named Alhaitham. He
I'll
seems like
hit.
he
Oh,
acts
not
alone, and
Alburn.
he
I
likes
don't know why I
doing
called
stuff
him
behind the
Alburn. I'll
academia's
faith him.
back. They probably aren't in cahoots.
Actually, I already have someone in mind. Do you still remember that female scholar named Sataria?
No.
Taria. Paimon remembers now. Isn't she the one who's always trailing behind the Grand Sage of the Academia?
Oh,
We
her?
ran into her basically every time the Sub-Zero's festival repeated itself. You could even say we're old enemies by now. Paimon still remembers the smug and mean way she always spoke to Neely.
Of course, of course.
Mm-hmm. I've always liked observing all kinds of people, and Sataria has always stood out from the crowd.
Oh, how so?
She was born in the desert and was hailed as the
Ooh.
greatest genius. Her academic gifts allowed her special admission into the academia, and also gave her the opportunity to serve as the sage's assistant.
So
Oh,
she's
Paimon
not
didn't know she was
directly
from the
tied
desert.
to the
She
scholars.
must be pretty special then. Paimon feels like most of the desert dwellers around the city are working as mercenaries.
Yeah, probably
The name
because they aren't
Sitaria means
necessarily
star.
treated
When
as
she lived
well.
in the desert, she shone like the brightest star in the night sky. Later on, she was chosen by the sun. The star was given a place in the daytime sky to complement the sun's dazzling light. Soon
Oh.
after, the star witnessed the sun scorching the earth, which brought forth many disasters. The star began to waver. Instead of staying beside such a sun, wouldn't it be better to return and light up part of the night sky?
Oh.
In the end, she couldn't give up the radiance of daytime. To cope with her shame, the star buried her guilt and closed her eyes.
This is no longer just a metaphor. I kind of get it. You know, she's talking about how she started to waver, and the sun is the academia, and she is the moon. I see.
From the sound of it, Sitaria's just hung up on the research opportunities here. But she doesn't really support the academia. She still feels guilty about not doing more for the desert, right? She's just running away from her problems.
Not necessarily. She's also
When
taking
they are
great chance of
presented
an
with complex
opportunity.
moral issues, many people will simply plug their ears and go with the flow until the problem can't be fixed anymore.
Mm-hmm.
She's suppressing
It's
a lot
sad,
of
but
guilt.
true.
But before she realized it, she had already become the sage's accomplice.
It sounds exactly
She
like
can't
the
deny her
person we
part in
need.
her schemes anymore.
Yeah.
Right. We must somehow make her face her problems again. That way, not only can we
We
get
make her
useful
think of a
intel from
moral
her,
decision.
but she can also use it as an opportunity to redeem herself. From my past observations, Sitaria will take a day off from the academia every 10 days to do some shopping in the city. Tomorrow afternoon just happens to be a shopping day for her. That'll be our chance.
Okay, that's good.
To
That's
prepare,
good.
Let's go check out some of her favorite spots and have a quick chat with a few of the vendors there.
So now we're just scoping out for our spy that we're going to be using to infiltrate the sages. A good idea. Smart idea, if even. A fortune teller. I didn't know you ran a fortune
This should
teller.
be Sitaria's favorite fortune-telling spot.
So should we ask the fortune teller about Sitaria?
That might be a bit
No,
too
I
direct.
already have enough information on Sitaria. The most important thing now is for you to pay attention to the vendor's talking style and key characteristics.
Oh?
Talking style and key
Oh, are we trying to
characteristics?
analyze things
My
that
poor
Sitaria
lost
likes?
lambs. Have you become troubled over your fates?
Yes.
The divine voice of wisdom often echoes between mine ears. If thou be blessed today by the gods, I may be able to show you the way.
Didn't I see you during...
Really? Nahida, you've been whispering things to her?
Shh. My friend here has some doubts regarding her future. Can we get a fortune reading for her?
Of course, of course. In that case...
Oh?
Uh-huh. It would seem that Harut and Marut are quite wary of you. Perhaps, at some time in the past, you have somehow offended the gods.
Only mocking the god of Animo, questioning the lord of Geo's financial status, and brawling with the god of Electro. Do those count?
Hmm?
Oh, nothing. Go on, pick an aspect for her to divine.
Aspects, my prospects in health.
Health prospects. No problem at all. Oh. The gods have spoken. The truth shall be revealed.
Okay.
Your life shall continue on for many tens of thousands of years. Impossible.
No, that
Hurry,
actually makes
hurry.
very much
Can't you
sense.
spoil my divination? I've never read a fortune so absurd.
Actually, Paimon thinks this is probably the most accurate fortune-telling you ever done.
Ahem. I admit that the orientation of today's celestial matrix is suboptimal. As such, there will be no charge.
Okay,
Is
I mean,
that
I'd be
so?
totally willing to
Well,
pay anyway.
That can't be helped.
If you were to bring some food offerings for Harut and Marut on your next visit, perhaps they could help you reverse the wheels of fate.
Okay. Maybe. I always would like to feed cats. I don't actually have cats in my own. I'd love to have some cats. It's just they're kind of high maintenance.
Is this another
They're also
one of
both high
Sataria's
maintenance
favorite
and low
spots?
maintenance. It's complicated.
Yep, it belongs to a king. His father
Akeem.
helped Sataria a lot when she first moved to Sumeru City, so she still comes by whenever she has time. When you
Oh.
start talking with him, listen carefully to the details of our conversation.
Okay.
Ah, dear customers. Would you like to look at some pottery?
I mean, yeah.
We caught
I
one
like
of your
some
great
pottery.
craftsmanship, so we specifically came to take a look.
Oh, I recognize you. Aren't you Miss Catherine from the Adventurers Guild? Sounds like I'm in for some big business.
I suppose.
Speaking of, where did you learn this trade?
I suppose you could say it all started with my dad. He's a mason by trade, but I picked up an interest in clay while apprenticing for him. After that, I began making pottery by myself in secret. And I simply changed trades when my works turned out well. Although it's a pity that I'm no longer making much use of the knowledge provided to me by the Akasha.
Oh.
Nice. You're making a living doing something you love.
Everyone
Is your
wants to
father
do
still
that,
working as a
Paimon.
mason?
Oh no, not anymore. A few years back, he fell from a roof and broke his leg. Since
Yikes.
he had already saved enough Mora over all these years, he's just enjoying the retired life in Port Ormos nowadays.
I see. We wish him peace and happiness in his retirement. I'll have someone in charge of logistics at the guild come by another day for some goods. We'll leave you to it. Take care now.
No problem. Rest easy, all our goods are sure to meet your every need.
Okay. I wonder if logistics are actually gonna come by or not. Okay, so is this her
This
favorite
should be our
dining
final
spot?
stop. Sataria's always thinking of this restaurant when she's working at the academia.
Oh,
so
a
she always
restaurant.
comes by whenever she's out in the city.
So far,
Yeah,
as of
You
what I
really
know,
thought of everything.
everyone's doing something they enjoy
It's my duty to
And
protect
with
Sumeru
less-
citizens, after all.
and less effort on the Akasha. They're not nearly as reliant on the Akasha. I've noticed that. Other than that, they've all just talked with such passion. So maybe she's driven by the passion of people who genuinely just want to do something, if I had to guess. But that's all I've noticed so far.
Hi there. I feel like I've seen you down by the docks before.
Oh?
Sorry, I don't quite remember. If I recall, you were having a discussion with someone about shipbuilding at the time.
Shipbuilding.
That's right! I've always been really interested in feats of marine engineering. After all, I grew up in Liyue Harbor and spent my entire childhood staring at the ships going in and out of the port. I came to Sumeru to study, but failed to make it into the academia due to my lack of talent. But I'm still discussing all kinds of problems with different scholars, and I'm continuing to study and perform research from the restaurant's basement. I'm sure I'll get into the academia after their next round of exams.
Maybe
What
next
an
time.
admirable spirit for learning.
Hopefully.
Amazing.
Sure, but you'll find hardworking people wherever you go.
So this restaurant has a basement as well? Huh. First I've heard of it.
That's right. It's
Hmm.
not usually open to patrons. Most of the time, employees use it for breaks or to hold private events.
I see. Yes, that makes sense. Well, good luck with your studies, Miss Chishan.
Good luck with your
Thank
studies.
you so much. As long as I can make it into the academia as an official student, I'll be happy.
I feel like that's most people. If they just become successful, they'll be happy. At least that's what they think. I think it's more of a passion thing. You have to balance how much you want to do stuff and how much you enjoy things.
3 familiar faces should be enough for Sataria.
Okay.
What's the point of all the information we've collected? Nahida, you still haven't told us how you're planning to make Sataria face her problems.
Sataria is already used to avoiding her problems, so we must find a way to break through her usual sensibilities.
Okay.
I remember that you mentioned that the Eremites in Port Ormos are all making a fuss about the upcoming resurrection of the Scarlet King.
Yes.
Although it's all just a boatload of nonsense, the fate of her homeland may turn out to be Sataria's soft spot.
Ooh, yeah.
Oh, Paimon gets it now. You want to take advantage of the guilt Sataria feels about her homeland.
Yes,
Although
take
she knows
advantage
she
of
should
it
return
and
home to
use
help
it.
The people of the desert, all she's done is conspire with the sages.
If the King Deseret was to criticize her actions, I bet she would feel
How do
guilty
we set
about
that
it.
up?
Well, the Scarlet King is long gone, and Sataria
Very
is
dead.
also too smart to fall for any simple tricks. If we simply engaged her under the guise of the Scarlet King's believers, she would definitely be wary of us.
Yeah,
and we
very
may not
wary.
get anywhere. But if we were to borrow some of her close acquaintances to talk with her, her reaction would probably be very different.
Yeah, I feel like if my friends brought up something that I was doing as judgmental, you know, judging my actions, I feel like that would have more weight.
Convert it to the faith of the Scarlet King, and then convey our made-up will of the Scarlet King. As long as
Okay.
everything goes smoothly, we'll get through to Sataria for sure. She'll never guess that we had anything to do with it.
Maybe.
So that's how you're going to use all the info we collected on these people. It's so that you won't slip up and break form. Possessing them will only work if you can manage to pass off as them.
Okay, yeah.
Exactly. So, best of luck with impersonating them.
I'm gonna be the one impersonating them.
Best of luck? But we don't know how to possess anyone.
That's no problem at all. I'll just share all their senses with you once I've possessed them. As long as you're also wearing an Akasha terminal, the effect will basically be as if you've possessed them yourself.
So you're gonna use me as a conduit to possess them and then force me, or no, I'm gonna use you as a conduit to possess them to force them to say what I
I've been
want.
observing humans for a while. I've never been good at imitating them.
That's why you take over Catherine, the most basic automaton.
It's always been painfully obvious whenever you try to pass as Catherine.
I'll try my best.
If it was at all possible, I would have preferred to leave these people alone. But seeing how things are now, I probably should just accept it and push on.
Yeah, probably.
Don't beat yourself up over
If I had to
We're
guess.
only doing this to help everyone, and we'll only be borrowing them for a little while anyway.
Yeah, just a short period of
Alright,
time.
then
It
let's
shouldn't
give
be
it a go
anything
tomorrow
major.
afternoon.
Alright, tomorrow afternoon it is. Okay, we're carrying out the plan. How are we doing it? What are we doing, Nadia? Are we hiding behind the
Here she
vase?
comes. Sataria's here! Let's quietly follow her. Once she starts talking to her acquaintances, we'll find a safe spot to begin possessing them. As for how we'll sway her to our side, I'll leave that to you. I trust you'll know what to say.
No, not at all, but
Starting to feel kinda
good that you're
nervous.
trusting me.
Okay, let's go. Looks like they've already started talking.
Wait, no,
Let's find a hiding spot and
I'm
get
a god
started.
at charisma. I forget about that. You know, I just exude so much charisma, I'll be able to make it easy. Oh, are we possessing them from here? A weird, warpy kind of effect.
That's right. You really can't force anything when it comes to love. And besides, everyone around me has a very different background and outlook. Are you still listening to me?
Oh, of course I'm listening. You were talking about troubles with your love life, right? I heard everything you said.
Okay then. You just seemed a little distracted for a moment there. Strange. Your cats seem pretty worked up. Is something wrong? I always thought they were quiet, happy kitties. Oh, what are their names again?
I'll be honest, I don't remember. No, I definitely did just check the recording.
Ah, that's right. They are just little darlings, aren't they? Harut and Marut.
Harut and Marut. Definitely didn't,
So,
definitely
which
didn't just
fortune
check
do
the
you
recording
want me
because
to
I have a
read
bad
for you
memory or
today?
anything. What?
You must have come for another echo of the divine voice of wisdom.
Yes.
I'd like to get another reading on my love prospects, but to be perfectly honest with you, I feel like I've been a real mess recently.
A
Oh.
mess?
Well, could you do a reading on how long it'll take me to finish my current project at work? I really just want to get it over with.
I
Oh.
hear you. No problem at all. The gods will reveal.
It's O or the gods have spoken. I don't think this one matters too much. I'm gonna go with O.
Sorry, your new laugh is just so hilarious.
Oh, please pay no mind. The gods are asking. Sitaria, why haven't you gone home?
Why haven't I gone home? Do the gods really know everything I've been thinking about?
Oh.
Sitaria, why don't you just go home? It's a demand now instead of a question. The gods seem to be truly upset.
Very, very, very upset.
I'm sorry. I know I failed the gods. Please pass on my most sincere apologies and ask for their divine forgiveness. And if I may ask, Nabia, is there a specific god who's speaking to you right now?
Probably the god of the desert, if I had to guess.
What an inconsiderate and naive question. The god who is speaking to me is, of course, the wisest and mightiest of all, the Scarlet King.
The Scarlet King.
This Scarlet King? No wonder he would make such a demand of me. Oh, wait a second. The Scarlet King passed away a long time ago. Even though news of the Scarlet King's resurrection has been spreading like wildfire, it's all just a misinformation campaign from the academia. How can the Scarlet King still exist in real life?
So it's misinformation campaign from the actual...
Insolence! I am the Scarlet King's most loyal believer. Do you wish to refute his voice of wisdom?
Oh, no. As a child of the desert, I am only reveling in his power upon learning that his divine glory has touched in this city. I will think very carefully about his demand of me.
Interesting. I like that interaction.
Whoa, she just ran off in a hurry. She looked pretty upset too.
Yeah.
Well done. Sitaria didn't seem to suspect anything amiss.
I just
To
messed
have
up
something
once.
she's been trying desperately to avoid show up out of nowhere and berate her, that must have shaken her to the core.
Probably, if I had to guess.
Nahida, it seems like you understand human emotions really well after all.
Understand
I know
is
there's
different
some
than
abstract thought
being able to
theories.
convey.
In any case, my time with you has shown a lot of them to be utterly useless. I'm still trying to make sense of everything.
Utterly useless.
Anyway, enough of that. Let's hurry and catch up to
That's
Sitaria.
very utilitarian of you. I mean, most emotions don't have a purpose.
Right on cue. Let's get ready to possess him right away.
Wait, was there an achievement for getting a successful possession? Yep. Well then. Well, time to possess the second person. Hopefully this one goes a little bit better and I don't make any mistakes, but I don't exactly remember.
It's okay. I just got caught up in something.
Just got caught up in
Actually,
something.
Didn't you ask me to help you look for work? What kind of work were you looking for again?
Masonry.
Oh, right. Your old man's craft. How could I forget?
How could
Speaking
you
of,
have
how's he
forgotten?
doing?
I
Is
didn't.
he feeling any better?
He's able to walk
Oh, that's good to
more
hear.
now.
I've been thinking a lot about him. If I could get some more time off, I'd love to pay him a visit.
Hopefully.
Actually, while we're talking about him, is he still living in Port Ormos?
Yeah.
He's been retired there for a while.
If you could find the time, please write him a letter. Please pass on that recently, faith in the Scarlet King has taken root in Port Ormos and has begun to spread across Sumeru.
Oh, has
He has
it?
a quick temper and has always been a devout follower of the Dendro Archon. I don't want him to get into a fight with those Scarlet King believers because of a difference in beliefs.
Oh.
So, who are you siding with in all of this? The Academia or the Scarlet King?
It's a good question.
I'm so jealous of you. You were born a child of the desert, yet you chose to betray the Scarlet King, and now you spend all your time with those crooks from the Academia.
Akeem, you don't mean you've also become a believer of the Scarlet King?
What's so strange about becoming a believer of the wise Scarlet King? In fact, aren't you the strange one? The one who still can't pick a side?
Can't pick a side? Me?
Whoa! Paimon had no idea you'd be so good at this.
I mean, wasn't I a little too harsh?
You really zeroed in on the issue and put it right in front of her. It might feel a bit overwhelming for Sataria. But once everything is over, I'll be sure to pay her a visit to her mind and explain everything. Anyway, let's keep going.
It's all fine. God will just come down and explain it all to her. It's okay. I love having...
Sataria's already started talking what she...
Oh, I'm immediately going in.
So, Shishan, have you noticed anything weird in the city lately? Like, as if someone was trying to preach to you about something?
No, I've spent a lot of time in the basement lately,
right.
studying.
Speaking of strange things, I celebrated the Sub-Zerus festival so many times that I lost count. That was really weird.
Wait, how could you be aware of that? That should be impossible. Nothing in the report indicated anything like that.
Huh?
Are you still failing to realize that the Academia's lowly tricks could never deceive all of Sumeru's citizens?
Shishan, don't tell me that you've converted to the
What an absurd question. You make it sound like I should be ashamed for becoming a believer of the Scarlet King. In reality,
I don't like how simple everyone...
You, who works side by side with the Academia, and treated people as nothing more than experimental subjects.
Please, please stop!
Even now, Sataria's still trying to run from her problems.
Did we push too hard? That's a
She
good
can no
question.
longer justify everything to herself.
Hey, she's trying to talk to the guards. What should we...
This is the most important part of all. Quick, get ready.
Oh, am I gonna
Mercenary,
possess a
you're a member
guard?
of the Corps of 30, correct? Please help me pass a message to the Matcha right away. The situation in the city...
Please, try to remain calm, miss. Tell me what's happening in the city.
Heretics are infiltrating the city, and they've already converted many residents to their side.
Heretics? What kind of heresy are you talking about?
The Scarlet King! Many people I know have suddenly started believing in him, but he's long dead. It's impossible.
Miss Sataria, nothing is impossible.
You know my
We're
name.
gaslighting the shit out of her. Oh my god.
And all who defy him will one day pay the price. You must face the truth, Sataria. You tread a treacherous path, and the longer you ignore it, the tighter the Academia's grasp on you will become, and the deeper you will be ensnared. Child of the Scarlet King, never forget that the desert that belongs to you lies elsewhere.
What's so strange about becoming a believer of the wise Scarlet King? In fact, aren't You, the strange one? The one who still can't pick a side?
What an absurd question. You make it sound like I should be ashamed for becoming a believer of the Scarlet King.
Sitari,
Yeah, we're kind of
why haven't
gaslighting
you
her
gone
to such a
home?
point. She's gonna break. It's a bit tragic. She might have to make a choice.
It seems that no matter where I run, I only keep finding more believers of the Scarlet King. I have to say, this is a familiar feeling. I've also been running from my guilt this whole time. Guilt over my part in the Sage's plans, and from ignoring the letters from the children of my homeland.
Oh,
No
she's
matter
ignoring
how
the
much I might
letters?
try to ignore or get rid of it, my guilt always comes back.
It's not too late to turn back. Follow your heart.
You won't necessarily lose your research opportunities by facing the truth. Besides, did you really want to conduct your research while carrying such heavy feelings of guilt?
Yeah, I can't encourage doing
How do
something you
know me
love
so well?
with
Are you
such
truly just a believer
treacherous.
of the Scarlet King? Or are you the god himself?
That's not important. The important thing is to pass judgment on the academia and its sages, and to correct their mistakes. If you could provide some assistance in this matter, perhaps it could serve as a form of atonement.
I've actually never believed in the gods, but I've always believed in serendipity. Your appearance must be a fated opportunity for me to get out of this wretched situation. Please tell me, what can I do for you?
Great, we've finally convinced her.
How much do you know about the sage's current activities?
I was just one of the designers for the masked dream harvest scheme, which is what happened around the Sumeru's festival, but I know very little about the full scope of the overall project. I'd assume that only staff with the highest clearance would have access to those confidential documents. I've just been working to meet the Grand Sage's specified requirements. However, there's something that's been really bothering me. I heard that a scholar who was previously expelled has returned to the city, and even the sages are still quite wary of him.
Ooh. Ooh. Is this one of the Fatui?
To fight against the academia, we will need
Is
to
this a
figure out the
Fatui
nature
member?
and the purpose of their work. Is there a way for us to get access to the confidential documents you mentioned?
Good
It should be
question.
possible if we're willing
I'm
to take
asking some
risks.
real pointed
After
questions
all,
here.
I'm an assistant to the Grand Sage, and I've been working on many tasks outside of the project. One thing, though, I won't be able to transfer the documents to you through the Akasha once I get my hands on them. The sages have always closely monitored all activities within the Akasha.
Okay.
Let me see. Let's use the most primitive method. Send someone to pick up the documents tomorrow evening at the Academia entrance.
The academia entrance. Wouldn't that be too conspicuous?
Don't worry about that. I assure you, this won't be a trap. I'm only
Okay.
suggesting this location because it'll draw more scrutiny for me to leave the Academia again. It'll be safest for me to distract the guards long enough to hand you the documents.
Okay.
I trust you.
So, if I were to successfully complete this task, would it mean I've atoned for my wrongdoings?
That'll depend on the judgment of the Dendro Archon.
The Dendro Archon. That's right. Her people are the ones we have endangered. As the god of wisdom, she's also the one responsible for judging and guiding the scholars. Maybe it's time for me to find a god to believe in.
Just as Nahida predicted, we've managed to bring Sataria to our side.
The Traveler's execution was ingenious.
I mean, it
She's
was
the
a
one who
great
deserves all the
execution. I gotta
praise.
say, I did a really good job there,
made
but
plans to meet
I
again
just
tomorrow
remembered some
evening.
lines of
All we can
text.
do is pray for Sataria's mission to go off without a hitch.
Hopefully.
Hey, but if we're going to pray to the gods, aren't we just praying to you? God of wisdom and guardian of the scholars?
No. The truth is the true guardian of scholars. I've always believed that. Anyway, let's meet again tomorrow evening at the Adventurers Guild.
All right then. Well then, to continue on. It's been a day now. I just barely woke up after falling asleep last night. I wasn't able to get as much done as I wanted to do for the world quest, or for the Archon quest. So I'm, I'm up. I'm ready to start recording again. The wonderful new Archon quest.
We're here! Oh, you are the other Catherine,
The
right?
other Catherine.
That's right. I suppose I'm the other Catherine in your mind.
Can't we just call her Nadia?
Shh! We're on a secret mission tonight, so we need to protect Catherine's identity.
Yeah.
Paimon's right. We cannot fully rule out the chance that the meetup tonight is just a trap. If something were to happen, my existence may be the only trump card we'll be able to play. After all,
Yes.
the academia should still be unable to confirm the existence of my consciousness in the outside world.
Wait,
Yep,
is this where...
Exactly, just what Paimon was thinking.
I somehow doubt that.
Anyway,
That you were
enough about
thinking that, Paimon.
Let's just make sure to be on our guard.
Speaking of which...
Off? What do you feel is off?
It's too quiet around here.
It's the
There
middle of the night.
aren't anyone.
Of course it's quiet. You're not getting paranoid, are you?
Yes and
No,
no, because
I think
typically
she's
there's
right.
someone.
It really is a lot quieter than usual.
Weird.
If you look around, there seems to be fewer people on the streets. I'm not sure if this is the case for the entire city, though.
Hmm.
Maybe it's just a coincidence. Maybe Setaria figured out a way to not only distract the guards, but also to get everyone to go to sleep early, just so we can exchange the documents in peace.
That's
I also
kind
can't
of
quite figure out why things
overbearing,
feel
don't you
off.
think, Paimon?
But now that we're here, let's go ahead and meet her as we
The
planned.
the idea that you would put the
Regardless,
entire town to
as long as
sleep
you're
is a
here
bit
with us,
much.
Paimon feels a little safer.
I'm assuming that this is where Catherine gets a spear to the back from the...
There really aren't many people out right now. Let's hope it'll be this quiet in front of the academia, and that Setaria managed to distract all the guards.
That's... once again, this is not a good thing, Paimon. I think that this may be a bad thing. A bad sign, you may say. Because if no one's around, it feels like it's a bit much just to have everyone asleep for something like this. Maybe her involvement with us has been discovered.
What are all these people doing here at this hour of the night?
Ah, the triumphant hero returns at last. And to a rather spectacular welcome.
Ah.
If I do say so myself.
I see.
The outcast, expelled from the academia.
The
Indeed
doctor.
I am. Although these days they tend to call me the Doctor.
The second Harbinger.
If you're looking for your
Ooh.
researcher friend, she has already been taken into confinement. With some basic caution, she could have discovered the listening device on her person. Clearly, she lacks the degree of rigor expected of a true scholar.
Hmm.
The people of Sumeru City. What have you done to them?
I simply made some minor adjustments to their Akasha terminals. Now they can deposit information directly into the subconscious. As you can see, all these lovely people now believe this traveler is a hero who has just saved the world.
Not that far from the truth, but...
My experiment is a success. And now it seems they can no longer hold back their sheer adoration.
No.
Maybe a bit much.
These are all just
Want to
regular
tone it down,
people.
Doctor? Just a tiny bit?
You need to get out of here.
What? That guy's a Fatui Harbinger! We can't just leave you here!
Nor can I abandon the people of Sumeru.
Hmm.
Don't worry. We'll meet again outside of the city.
You appear to have overridden their mental faculties with your own consciousness. To possess such a powerful mind, you must be the god of wisdom.
He's really they cast him really well. I like how he's written. He's got some very unique things about him that I like. I really like him so far. Hopefully it's far enough.
Is the Hida going to be okay? We only made it out because of her.
She can jump between mines. Hopefully she'll be fine. I mean, yeah, I doubt they can directly impact her without, you know, dealing with her physical form, which would be a bit much.
Running into a new harbinger here, let alone such a high-ranking one.
Yeah, number 2 is a bit much.
So scary. He called himself the Doctor. Remember, Tainari told us about him. Sataria did say that someone who once got expelled from the academia came back recently. And that even the sages are wary of him. Yep. Sounds like she must have been talking about the Doctor.
We understand the scale of the problem here now. Yeah, it's definitely a bit much, you know.
Picture, we're no longer
The Fatui are a bit scary.
With the Fatui.
Especially such a high-ranking Fatui.
This time, another Gnosis?
We need to find a way to reunite with Nadia.
Yeah, things would be a lot easier
Well,
with
didn't
Nadia's help.
they said something about him testing blasphemy?
But we
I'm
can't
curious
just
on what
wait
that
around,
means.
Right?
Let's start our own investigation.
You mean?
Let's go find Tanari.
Oh, right! Wasn't he invited by the sages to work on some project when we were staying with him in the Vidia
Yes.
forest? That has to be the same project. Even though he turned it down at the time, he might still know something.
Probably not
No
too
time to
much,
lose.
but
Let's go to Gandharvaville.
he's probably the best person to start out with. That was a bit much. I mean, coming face to face with the Doctor himself is always something you don't necessarily want to do unless you're one of his fans. The Akasha terminals don't work here, if I remember
Hold it
correctly.
right there. A blonde-haired
Tashfin?
traveler and a floating ferry. We've got you all right. Take a look around. You've fallen right into our trap.
Ermamites.
Are you mercenaries from the Corps of 30? Did you come here to arrest us?
Corps of 30? We're nothing like those government
Oh.
lapdogs who don't even get scraps for their work. We are an elite brigade that commands the highest commission rate in all of Sumeru. We're here on the orders of a client known only as the Outcast.
My guess is it has something to do with...
An outcast from the academia?
Oh, the Doctor.
But why wouldn't the Doctor just send the Fatui after us?
Local mercenaries might have an edge over the Fatui.
Still wasting time on idle chit-chat. We'll shut you up soon enough. Get there!
I mean, if you want to fight, I can provide a fight. I mean, you'll come to learn I am no slouch when it comes to just utterly destroying people.
Gotcha.
Elon really helps with that. A bit framey. I don't know why it's so framey. Either way, it's like... And deleted.
It isn't over yet. Here comes reinforcements.
Yes, because I'm so concerned about reinforcements when they haven't even had a chance to land a hit on me, Paimon.
Inazuma shines eternal.
That wasn't...
That was pretty rough.
Nope, not at all.
Is that what elite mercenaries are like?
It probably wouldn't be long before we see more of them.
Yeah. Looks like we'll have to keep our guard
Yeah, they probably have a lot.
This Doctor guy seems like a pretty tough opponent.
He's
He knew
smart.
exactly where to set up an ambush. Did he predict that we would try to find Tainari?
Maybe. He probably
Maybe
predicted that we
concerned
had
with his
friends in Gandharvaville.
Let's keep going.
maybe not Tanari directly. I don't think he might have, you know, I don't think he knows about Tanari directly, but maybe the fact that we know about Gennarville in general, and that we have a positive relationship here. Or maybe he predicted that we'd just be trying to leave. Hi, Kali. Is Tanari in? I doubt it.
It's the Traveler and Paimon. What are you two doing back? Kale, it's nice to see you again. Are you doing all right?
To be honest, I'm not doing too well. My Elazar has been progressing at a faster rate lately.
Ooh,
I'm
yikes.
finding it harder to complete more intricate tasks. As a result, Master Tighnari is taking me off the patrol schedule. He will only allow me to stay here and coordinate other people's tasks.
Oh, that sucks. It seems that curing the Ermine Soul is our only chance.
Speaking of Tighnari, did he go off on patrol? We're here to talk to him.
Oh, Master Tighnari? He just left the Avidia Forest a little while ago. He was headed to Party's DI.
He left? What?
That's bad.
Always saying that he never
Bad
wants
timing.
to leave the Avidia Forest? He even turned down the Sage's invitation.
I thought it was weird too. Master Tighnari always prioritizes his work as a forest watcher above everything. He almost never leaves his post. He left in a hurry this time, though.
He didn't give a reason, did he?
No, I only found out that he left through a message he left behind. He asked me to delegate all his tasks to his schedule.
Not very good. Not very good.
To leave in such a hurry? I guess he had something urgent to take care of. Master Tighnari originally studied in the Amorta Darshan of the Academia, and Partis DI is something like the Amorta's research base. Many rare shrubs and grasses have been planted there for research. I know that before he became a forest watcher, Master Tighnari once spent a long time conducting research of
A research base, huh? Gotta wonder what kind of research Tighnari just decided to work on all of a sudden. Oh, we don't have a lot of time, so let's go look for him at Party's DI.
I feel like we're walking into a trap. Don't push yourself too hard, Kali.
Don't worry, I'm fine. I'm used to living with Elazar by now. If you run into Master Tighnari, please send him my regards.
Got it. Will do. See you later, Kale.
I feel like this is a trap. Like, this is a very obvious trap that we're walking into. But, you know, we're Traveler. We're gonna wander in and not even expect anything and then be horribly surprised when it all goes south. How's walking into the very obviously not trap going?
Wait, look who it is.
Catherine?
Thank goodness you're okay. We were so worried about you.
You are Nadia, right? Right.
Hey, this was supposed to be a touching reunion, but you're ruining the moment.
Actually, it's very smart of the Traveler to be wary of me right now. After all, the Doctor has shown that his technology can apparently even control human minds.
Yeah.
Yes, it's not like you could have known what happened after we split up and I was facing the Doctor by myself. Even a pool of stagnant water after a torrential storm can occasionally
Always you
pass
with
as a
your
patch of sky.
metaphors.
Paimon feels like only the real Nahida could come up with such an obscure analogy.
I agree.
Huh? But I wasn't trying to win your trust or anything. All I wanted was to clarify my point.
Well, we understand that point now. Please, Nahida, tell us more about what happened. Are those poor people all right?
That's a good
Yeah,
question.
I was still in the middle of restoring everyone's minds. Thankfully, when the Doctor mentioned depositing information into the subconscious, he didn't mean engraving information into their minds.
Oh.
Instead, he did something closer to creating hallucinations. That was still within my power to fix.
Okay, okay.
I managed to finish my restoration.
So he didn't rewrite their entire comprehension of the world or anything. He just altered tiny things.
The Doctor sure pulled out some hidden cards, but good thing we had Nahida with us.
Also, why are you here?
I wouldn't be relieved just yet. I gave away my true identity when I restored everyone's minds, which means we've lost another one of our trump cards. Also, The doctor is already an expert at modifying Akasha terminals.
Which is not a good thing to
Maybe it's
have when our
a
only
matter of time
ability
until he
is to
captures my
alter.
consciousness inside the Akasha.
Yeah.
Would that mean you'd no longer be able to jump between minds? Then how do we stop him?
We
He's
need to
still in
hurry.
academia, so it's possible he already started messing with the Akasha.
Yeah, we need to hurry, but not to be too
Feels like he's
hasty.
toying with us. What a nasty piece of work. Plus, the doctor's combat ability alone is apparently enough to make him worthy of being number 2 of the Fatui.
I mean, he might
We
just
shouldn't
be
give up
because
hope
he's
just yet.
smart.
Let's try to find another way to attack this problem.
Actually, Nahida, how did you know we were trying to get to Party
Yeah,
Fiat?
that was
Have you
my
been waiting for
question.
us?
Yes, I have. I can see the traveler's elemental
Oh.
energy, so I deduced your destination by looking at the direction you were moving in.
Oh, you can.
You didn't come here for sightseeing, right? Did you find any leads?
We're looking for a certain someone who has gone missing as of
The
late.
sages once tried to reach out to him. Why don't you come inside with us and see what we can find?
Okay, let's just hope we won't get him into trouble.
I mean, this is Tenari. I'm pretty sure he's already been in major trouble before, and he will not be adverse to the situation. At least that's my interpretation of the situation. My guess is that he's also not here. Who are you? Aren't you the researcher?
Traveler. It is you!
Yeah. Hi, Hapesta. Hapesta?
It's Hypatia!
Hypatia. That's her name. Long time no see.
What a pleasant surprise! It's so nice to see the two of you again.
It's nice to see you as well.
She's a scholar we met in the Avidia Forest. When we last saw each other, she was still training in the, what's it called? Satyavada life?
Oh, I see.
That's right, we're old friends. You've come at just the right time. Ever since I've come here, hardly anyone has even talked to me.
Weird.
Hypatia, you're way too excited about this. Actually, for you to leave the Avidia Forest means you're not in training anymore? Wait, no. Did you already finish your training and reach Pariporna life?
What do you think? My consciousness has already managed to make contact with the divine.
Oh.
You did it! Congratulations!
You're truly amazing, or I'm really happy for you. I'm really happy for you, but also I don't like that this feels like a setup.
It's so exhilarating to share this sublime joy with others at long last. When my consciousness made contact with the gods. What a supreme and unparalleled experience that was.
That sounds incredible!
Actually, we're here for Tenari. Do you know where he is?
Oh, all right. Actually, please wait. I haven't forgotten my promise to you.
Oh.
Remember? I promised to help
No,
you
I did
understand
not
what you saw
remember
from
at all.
Irminsul once I gained deeper insights. My current self has not only gained true insight, but I can even help you establish a direct connection to the consciousness of the divine.
Oh, is that a good thing necessarily?
You can do that?
Do you believe her, Nadia?
I've never heard of anything like that, but if you want to give it a try, I'll do my best to protect your consciousness during the process.
Hold on. I brought some spirit borneal with me. This is still a crucial part of the ceremony.
We're using that incense again?
All right now. Hold my hand. I'll help you establish a pathway to connect your consciousness.
Okay.
Ready?
I suppose? I'm doubtful. I guess I'm going into a domain. That's my guess. Is this a way to transition to a domain? Why?
It took 3 betrayals for me to finally understand. The world is just an elaborate tapestry of lies. My fury will never be quelled. The first to betray me was a god, my creator. My mother. Valuing strength above all, she saw no worth in me and I was discarded. The second was a human. My family. My friend. Consumed by fear, he saw me as an abomination. The third was one exactly like me. A hope for the future. A fledgling barely out of the nest. Powerless before his mortality, he broke his promise to me. Humans, they can't be trusted. And the gods fill me with pure loathing. So I said good riddance. I denounced the world and laugh in its face. My chest will never again be defiled by worldly filth. I will scrub away every last trace of human emotion. Then it will be empty, a blank slate, and ready to receive a supreme gnosis, brimming with pure divinity. There is no need to fear. The pain will be brief. Your era is coming to an end.
What was that?
That is neither a great lord's consciousness.
Did we actually just see the Balladier's memories?
Yes.
Everything matches what we know about him. But how is he connected to the divine consciousness that Hypatia was talking about?
Maybe that has something
right.
to do with the
You felt it
blasphemy.
right. Such a majestic god! Such a noble will! Such sublime emotion! Alas, shame. If only that which beats within my chest wasn't a filthy mortal heart. Oh, great and merciful God, please grant me forgiveness and salvation.
Do you understand now? I'm afraid this is no periporno life, but rather...
Wake up, Hypatia.
You! Why are you so mean to me? Why is everyone hiding from me? I found divine wisdom. Shouldn't I receive praise and honor? Haven't I uncovered that light in the darkness?
Hypatia?
That's how I always thought everything should be. Wait, have I already lost my mind?
You did not find Irminsul. You found a false god.
Wait, something isn't right.
Nothing is right. This was a trap from the start. Well then. That was a bit much. Tanari? Is that actually you, Tanari?
Okay, we finally lost him.
What's going on? Okay, let's slow down. So, the blasphemy the doctor was talking about is making Scaramouche a god, right? Like, that is what the doctor's working with, right? Why are they trying to make Scaramouche a god? Probably to undermine Nadia, to my guess. That's what it is. Maybe they're just testing things out to see whether or not they can control people's minds. That's a cool concept. Anyway, the writing so far has been great. What the hell happened? I guess we saw Nadia's memories. Also, where the hell did Tanari come from? What the heck is going on? Overall, I genuinely think, things definitely have a nice twist to them. I didn't exactly see this being the course of events, but it's really cool so far. Okay. Yeah, let's continue. Let's continue.
Wait, no. Something feels different. You're back!
Oh, the Traveler's back?
What? It's me.
Nahida was controlling your body for a while. It seemed like she jumped over to you as an emergency measure right before the Catherine puppet was destroyed.
And I think Tanari's...
Tanari heard the commotion and came over. He helped us defeat the mercenaries and then he ran with us all the way here.
I see. This time, she didn't just transfer her mind into my body. I swapped places with her.
You swapped places? You mean your consciousness also went into Nahida's body?
Yes.
Wait, then where is Nahida's consciousness?
Good question. I'd assume we swapped back.
I never imagined that an individual's consciousness could be transferred around like this. Had I not seen it with my own eyes, I would have never believed it. I don't think this can be achieved with current human technology.
That's the thing, it's not achieved by human technology.
The consciousness in your body told me to pass on a message. She said, "The doctor has found a way to trap my consciousness, so I can't journey with you anymore."
Okay, that makes sense. I mean, we did see that little cage thing.
Oh no! Nahida's trapped in the sanctuary of Surasthana for good this time.
That's a bad thing.
It's pretty vague.
It's probably a code if I had to guess.
Oh, that makes sense. Since the doctor captured her, she won't be able to say anything without him knowing. She's being extra careful. Even in a moonless night, a shower of starlight can still drown out illusions and lies. Huh. Paimon knows the moon illusions and lies are from that alchemical divination at the Sub-Zero Festival.
And that refers to her.
Didn't Nahida use a starlight analogy before? It had something to do with Sataria.
Maybe Sataria is referring to the people of the desert?
Oh,
if I had to guess, maybe?
Huh. Do you think Nahida was telling us to go find help in the desert?
It's possible.
She isn't with us anymore. Think we'll be okay?
Yeah, we'll make do.
You said Sanctuary of Surasthana. Does this mean that this Nahida you're talking about, the consciousness who was occupying the traveler's body,
is the Dendro Archon, yes.
The Dendro Archon?
Your guess is correct, but the situation's a bit complicated, so it's really hard for us to explain right now.
Yeah.
That's all right. A scholar's curiosity doesn't need to be appeased right away. As for the complicated nature of the situation, safe to say I have witnessed that for myself.
Yeah, I'm sure you have.
Time with you, and it looks like the Dendro Archon's also on your side, so I trust you.
Why wouldn't you, Tanari? We're like your good friend.
I'm here to ask you a question. What do you know about the project that the sages have been working on?
Yeah.
That. While I was indeed invited to join that project,
they never told you any of the
about its scope and goals.
Yeah, they never told you about any of the information about the project.
All I know is that that project has something to do with the restoration of Irminsul.
I don't think that they're restoring it. I'll be honest, I think that this entire thing is gonna end with Scaramouche trying to become a god and them burning the Irminsul. But that's what, you know, it's what they're feeding the scholars to make sure they think that they're on their side. That's my guess. Just received some new intel.
Huh? Did you see something when you were in Nahida's body?
The academia is turning Balladeer into a god.
What?
I don't think it's of their own. I saw the Nascent under construction. The Nascent god under construction. I mean, that's probably why I saw Hypatia's thing as well.
So that's what happened. That explains why Hypatia's symptoms were different from those of the other scholars who went mad. It's because she made contact with the consciousness of a new god who is still in the process of being born.
Yes.
Tighnari, did you leave the Avidia Forest because of Hypatia?
That does explain some things.
I noticed Hypatia's mental anomalies, but since her symptoms were rather atypical, I secretly took her to Pardes Dii and began searching for a way to return her to her normal self.
Oh, okay.
If I didn't take action, Hypatia would have already been taken by the Matra to the desert, doomed to a life of exile at Aru village.
Ooh.
Now that you mention it, I knew the Academia has never thought particularly highly of Lesser Lord Kusanali, but
you know, creating a new god?
To do something as arrogant as creating a new god. Looks like I made the right decision by not accepting their invitation.
I mean, the Fatui is also, you know, fanning the flames and changing how they see things.
Balladeer. We have 2 Fatui harbingers in Sumeru. Sounds like we're in for a bad time.
Yeah, a bit worse than most other times.
I don't think they've completed their project. There may still be room for us to intervene.
Mm-hmm.
What is the connection between creating a new god and restoring Irminsul?
Maybe they're not trying to restore Irminsul, but that's just my guess from outside information that I know. Let's head to the desert for now.
Right. We've pretty much gone over everything we need to know, so we should head out. How about you, Tighnari? What are you going to do?
I'll stay here for now. I still want to try a few more things to help Hypatia. If you're planning to go into the desert, start by heading for Caravan Rabat. That'll be your fastest route.
Okay, Caravan Rabat.
Find me here if there's anything else I can do to help. May the spirit of wisdom go with you.
Thanks, Tighnari. Hopefully Hypatia will feel better soon. We're off then.
Is this where we run into Althatham? Okay. Here we find herself.
We finally made it to Caravan Rabat. It's pretty lively here.
So, lively is a way of putting it.
Desert, huh? Oh, wow. Paimon remembers hearing people call this the Wall of Samiel. It's made to block sandstorms from the outside. Oh, if it's this tall, it's gotta be the divine work of Greater Lord Rukkhadevata, right?
It's indeed quite impressive.
Enough gawking. Come on, follow me.
Hi, Althatham.
Huh?
Althatham?
Over here.
I assume you have something to do with stuff and things.
Let's hurry up and follow him.
I don't know what stuff and things. You're not actively working for the scholars, last time I remember. You're working in the interest of the scholars. But you're not afraid of doing something illegal. Oh, running away from some Ermamites?
Where did she go?
Oh, he sensed that we were being tracked.
How did we lose them?
Weird.
They were just here a second ago.
Hmm.
More Eremite mercenaries? Who are they working for this time? Anyway, Traveler, it seems like we were being followed again.
You were too careless. You should have noticed those hopeless amateurs trailing you a long time ago.
Thanks, Althatham. You have a very hard name for me to pronounce.
There's no need to thank me. I've never cared to keep track of personal favors.
Well,
All I did
of course
was correct a
not.
mistake I happened to come across. It's a habit I developed at the Academia.
You really gave Paimon a scare, Alhaitham. We never thought we'd run into you here. Last time we met at Port Ormos, didn't you say you were going back to the Academia? Wait, don't tell Paimon that you're here to take us back on their orders!
Oh, so you've already landed yourselves on the Academia's hit list. I can't say that I didn't expect it.
Not
However,
surprised.
Had I wished to turn you over to the Academia, don't you think you'd already be the Eremites' honored guests by now?
Yeah.
Right, you do have a point.
Did you participate in the Sage's big project? You know, the bad one that
I have no interest in running errands for that project. As a scholar, I've always belonged to the camp that promotes researcher autonomy.
Okay.
And these days, you're more fascinating than anything the Sages can offer.
Weird way of putting it, but okay. You were actually looking for me then.
Not quite. To tell you the truth, I'm still investigating the Divine Knowledge Capsule. Unfortunately, I've run into some difficulties.
Difficulties
Everyone says the capsule
how?
originated in the desert and was eventually moved to Port Ormos. If I am to get to the bottom of this, I must understand how the capsule first came to be. Which brings
Okay.
me back to you and why you're so interesting.
What about me?
The leader of Ain al-Ahmar used the Divine Knowledge Capsule right in front of you. And upon seeing him, your expression became perplexed, and you were lost in thought for quite some time.
Oh yeah, no,
To
we
have that
had
kind of
like an
reaction,
interfacing
I think
thing.
you must have realized something.
It must be because I was shocked. The words "world forget me."
Oh, Hatham, you really have a ridiculous eye for detail.
Yeah.
What kind of person even notices and remembers stuff like that?
Yeah, most people would have forgotten it by now. The situation is a little, just a tiny bit complicated.
So that's your answer. Well, I do work for the Academia after all. So considering that, it is indeed wise to keep your cards close to your chest. But that does prove you do have some undisclosed information about the Divine Knowledge Capsule. Am I right?
To some extent.
No matter. Rather than simply learning the answers from you, I'd still prefer to investigate on my own. Speaking of, you two are also headed to the desert?
Yes.
That's right.
To pursue some leads in our situation.
Goals at the moment.
Then I'd suggest starting with Aru Village. It's the largest settlement in the desert, so it'll probably have more resources and intel than anywhere else. Well, would you like to head there together?
Oh, sounds good.
It's always better to travel with someone you know. Let's go!
Okay. Wasn't expecting that one, but Taru Village.
Before us lies Aru Village, the safe haven of the desert folk.
It is all nice to have all the waypoints unlocked ahead of time.
Really something else. What a cool place! Let's go check it out!
Looks nice. I mean, I wouldn't get all hasty and start racing around. A lot of cutscenes, which is cool. Hi, Sino. After Altheatham, I see.
Sino.
Sino, not Sino.
Unless my memory fails me, we have barely spoken 2 words to each other before now at the Academia. Would you care to enlighten me as to when and how I invited the General Mahamacho's wrath?
Good question.
Do not think you can escape my judgment, just because you managed to escape my attack.
Judgment.
So that's how you'd characterize your actions here, is it? Or would elimination perhaps be a more accurate description?
I think
Had I used my
elimination might be a
full
tiny
strength,
bit
not
more
even this
accurate.
traveler would have been able to stop me. Though styled like an
yeah.
assassination, I sought only to ensure that my target would be unable to flee or resist. Standard practice for the Matra, as well as you know.
So going
Seems
for
to
his
me
weak
more
points
like your
first
own
and like
personal touch.
cutting his legs or something.
Who is that, Alhaitham? Did you call him General Mahamatra?
Yeah, the General
Yes.
Mahamatra.
General Mahamatra Sino, head of all the Matra at the Academia. He's a formidable hunter, and the ultimate nightmare for any who have committed academic crimes.
Oh.
You seem to have placed a lot of trust in Alhaitham, to the point of blocking an attack for him. If I were you, I'd never choose to side with him. I wouldn't believe a single word that comes out of his mouth.
And why should we trust you anymore? We haven't seen you.
I urge you, stand back and do not seek to defend him any longer. Otherwise, there will be consequences.
I don't think you trust him as much, or I don't think you realize how much I don't actually trust this man. It's a bit complicated, you see.
Has Alhaitham done something wrong? Paimon doesn't think he's as bad as you've made him out to be.
I think you
won't
both.
waste my breath explaining things. Alhaitham, I saw it during our fight.
Oh?
Take it out. The divine knowledge capsule you're hiding on your person. Unless you want me to retrieve it for myself.
Very perceptive of you. Nothing escapes a Matra's senses.
But I already know about that.
Wait, the divine knowledge capsule? Didn't it fall into the Matra's hands in Port Ormos?
No, he swiped it for himself. I sort of predicted that. So you did lie to us.
No wonder you speak with such confidence, Sino. But I must admit, I'm very curious. What does this capsule mean to you? And why, as General Mahamatra of the Academia, are you all alone in the desert? As far as I'm aware, the other Matra have been speculating about your disappearance. Have you been given a mission that's, let's say, morally dubious? If I was the real target of your mission, what was stopping you from simply using your authority and resources to judge me within the walls of the Academia?
Is this mission from the sages? Because if it is, I'm gonna have to make you my enemy.
I should have known you'd be difficult to deal with.
You two! Ugh. What you would do, Traveler? Paimon feels like we can't trust either of them.
I mean, I know Alhaitham a little tiny bit more.
Well, look at you two.
Hey, look, it's Diha.
Self-righteous over there.
Wait, Dia?
Good to see you. It's been a while, you know.
Great! Finally, someone that we can trust.
Yeah.
You gotta help us out here. Otherwise, these two are gonna start fighting again.
Yeah, sure looks that way. Two giants from the Academia duking it out once and for all. Not something you get to see every day, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Listen, I know you academic types love to fill up your big brains with self-righteous morality and lord your empty rules and virtues over each other.
Okay. They're very accurate, but
into the
okay.
safe haven of Aru Village. It seems like someone's gonna have to beat some sense into your thick skulls until you finally learn to respect these grounds.
Yeah, this village is a safe space. Dia is just here to keep the space safe.
Hey, did either of you hear a word I just said?
Whoosh.
Whoa, what's going on? The wind's so strong. Is this a sandstorm? Paimon's gonna get blown away.
It's just how the desert is.
Sandstorm? What's up with these recently?
Hey! All of you, over here, quickly! We have to take cover.
Okay, Candace. I don't know your name in lore yet, but Candace.
That sounded like Candace. Come on, you two.
I always pronounce her name weird. Candace.
Such hard work.
Candace.
Move it.
All right, stop yelling.
Well, Candace, I assume you're also here to keep the safety of this place. An unexpected sandstorm forces a bunch of enemies into one room. How typical.
Well, this is pretty awkward.
Yes.
Hey, Wanna play sardines with 3 people who wanna tear each other limb from limb? Sure, why not? Sounds fun. The air is so thick and heavy. Paimon can hardly keep floating anymore.
My sincere apologies, everyone. This is the home of our village chief. I will have to ask you to make do with this small room until the sandstorm dies down. Please, let me introduce myself. I am Candace.
She's got a pretty face, I gotta say.
Our savior has come at last! Nice to meet you, Candace. The name's Paimon. Thank you so much for helping us.
You have my gratitude.
There's no need to thank me. It's only right to help each other when the weather
She's got a nice voice, too.
Wow, she's so gentle and caring, like a nice older sister. Unlike those guys.
All right. Now that we're all better acquainted, we should return to the topic at hand. As a guardian charged with the responsibility to protect my fellow villagers from harm, I was observing your conflict from afar, even before the sandstorm started.
Okay,
and
okay.
Now that you've set foot within our village itself, it is all the more my responsibility to make absolutely sure that you pose no threat whatsoever to us. So please, have an honest and sincere conversation with one another, and put your hostile feelings to rest. If anyone dares
She
to
could
start
learn what a
anything
pop
again while
filter
they are
is.
under this roof, I will not hesitate to send them out for some quality time with the creatures of the sandstorm.
Oh, on second thought, Paimon may have misjudged Candace's character.
I mean, she's just nice and then strict.
And that goes for you too, Miss Dia. Do I make myself clear?
Of course.
All right, we got it, Candace.
That's what I like to hear. So, which of you will begin?
I was supposed to be a mediator, but I might have gotten a little too involved just now. Anyway, one of those two should probably start talking.
Wait, that was you trying to be a mediator?
Yeah, a mediator.
I have nothing to hide, so there's no shame in explaining myself. While Al-Haytham wasn't wrong about the other Matra not knowing my whereabouts, it's not because I've been assigned a morally dubious mission.
Okay.
Rather, I've chosen to exile myself.
How so? Why?
A little while ago, I discovered that there was data missing in the Academia's project planning and development files. What little... As General Mahamatra,
I clicked too soon.
I
Damn.
had the responsibility and authority to request an audit. However, to my surprise, the person responsible for the erroneous data was none other than Grand Sage Azar himself.
Of
I
course.
tried to investigate the issue myself before submitting a formal audit request.
So you're
I
not
soon
our
found that
enemy
all leads and
necessarily. You
potential
could make a
pieces of
very good
incriminating
ally.
evidence were carefully concealed from me. I began to realize that they were cautious of me from the very beginning. Unsurprisingly, the Grand Sage rejected my audit request as soon as the submission reached his desk. He even said to me, "The power of the General Mahamatra is granted by the sages. You have no right to judge us."
I disagree.
So they really are up to no good.
Yeah, I could
realized
actually
then
inform
that
you
the
guys
Grand
more on
Sage,
that if you
The
wanted.
Matra are nothing more than tools for the sages to assert and maintain their control over knowledge. The vows that we took, the principles that we strive to uphold, they are meaningless to the academia of today.
So then, deciding to exile yourself.
I believed it would be wise to flee the academia before the sages had a chance to take action against me. This way, they can no longer see nor predict my actions.
Do you have a
I will
listening
never give up
device
on this
on you,
investigation.
perhaps?
There's
I'd
no need
assume
for someone
you'd be
else to give
smart
me
enough to
power
look for
or
one of those.
authority.
Never mind.
Once I find the truth, I will administer judgment by my own name.
Okay.
Seems to have the same goal as us. We're all investigating the sages. Plus, now that he's no longer the General Mahamatra, he somehow feels a lot less scary.
It's still too early to trust him completely. That is a pretty fair comparison.
If that's your story, then why did you see Al-Haytham as a target?
Good question.
When I was investigating the matter in the academia, I overheard a conversation between Al-Haytham and a sage. The sages asked you to investigate a blonde-haired traveler. Do you dispute this, Alhaitham?
What?
Like many parts of the project, this assignment was undocumented. Now throw in your suspicious behavior with the Divine Knowledge Capsule, and I think we deserve an explanation.
Good, yeah, totally. From the very beginning, Alhaitham was... I doubt they were, intending to do anything bad, but maybe watching over me.
Yes. I was indeed tasked with investigating the Traveler.
Alhaitham!
After all, the promised reward was so great that hardly any scholar could have refused. The sage told me, once you've completed this assignment, I can give you a glimpse of divine knowledge.
A most enticing offer.
Unfortunately, those academics don't know me at all. Their words contained one key piece of information, namely that divine knowledge indeed exists. That gave me all I needed to know. From my perspective, the sages are far from trustworthy. Think about it. Isn't it a little strange they're so willing to share divine knowledge with anyone, even as a reward?
Yeah.
So, I began my own investigation following the lead of the Divine Knowledge Capsule. In the end, I realized my wisdom in committing to this rather than collaborating with the sages. Had I been less guarded, I probably would have ended up like that Ain al-Ahmar mercenary, incapable of remaining sane for long enough to hold a conversation.
You mean that the sages originally planned to dispose of you, using one of those capsules that drive people insane?
Probably, if I had to guess. What about your encounter with me?
I'd already given up on the assignment by then. I only told the Academia I was waiting in Port Ormos for you to appear so they wouldn't suspect anything.
Of course not,
So
and
it
I
came
just
as quite a
happened to
surprise
run
when I
across
encountered
you.
my erstwhile target while investigating the Divine Knowledge Capsule.
Criminals do love to talk about coincidences.
Even though I ran into the Traveler by chance, I had no intention of providing assistance to the Academia. Also, you should remember, you were the ones who decided to follow me and strike up a conversation after I left that tavern.
Yes, we did intend to go after you, not you after us.
That's true. Alhaitham helped us out at Caravan Rebot as well. Maybe he's telling the truth.
I don't doubt
I'm willing to
either of
apologize
them are
if that's worth
lying.
anything to you. I took the Divine Knowledge Capsule behind your back because I judged its existence to be a significant risk. I felt that it would be best for no one to interact with it before it had been properly studied.
Yeah.
After all, curiosity often proves to be the most dangerous thing in this land.
You should be well aware, Scribe Alhaitham, that curiosity can also lead you to danger and suspicion. Answer me this. Did the sages share any information about their project with you?
Have I not made myself clear? You and I are both distrusted by the Academia. Do you really think they would tell me anything?
Fine. Although you haven't completely proven your innocence, I won't regard you as an enemy, for now.
Okay.
Good. I'm glad to see you two clearing up your misunderstandings.
I'm assuming I'm
and
gonna be...
now you, Dia. I believe it's your turn.
Yes.
Oh, sorry. Whatever the boys were talking about must have been so boring that I spaced out. My situation is pretty straightforward. My employer, Dunyarzad of the Homayani family, is friends with the Traveler and is currently recovering from her illness at home. I had nothing going on, so I decided to return to Aru village for a visit. I was actually looking forward to a pretty exciting time getting back together with everyone here. But then I saw these two random guys in the middle of a pointless argument. It ticked me off, and things went downhill from there.
Okay, I guess
Is
that's
that all?
believable.
Well, I will admit that definitely sounds like your style. In that case, welcome back, Dia.
I assume
more
that
like
I'm
it.
gonna have to
I
explain
missed you all
myself
so much,
next.
Candace.
Or is everyone just gonna believe me?
Whoa! What was that sound?
No need to worry. Now that you're no longer at each other's throats, please make yourselves at home. I'll take a quick trip outside to clear out some of those creatures in the sandstorm.
Creatures? In the sandstorm? Are you sure you don't want some backup?
Fighting in a sandstorm is not for the faint-hearted. Anyone without extensive training in these conditions is at a disadvantage. You needn't worry.
Yeah, just leave him to Candace. Don't worry, she's as tough as they come.
Okay, Candace, I'll leave it to you. I just kind of wanted to fight things, you know.
The wind's died down. That means the sandstorm's over, right?
Probably.
Candace still isn't back yet, though. Is she alright? Maybe we should go out and check on her.
No, let's show some.
Put it that way, even I'm starting to feel a little worried.
Let's show
right,
some trust.
Let's go.
But
We've been here long
okay,
enough, and the boys are as chatty as the floor.
fine. I was gonna say maybe we should show some trust. I don't know why my lisp is coming out so hard, but whatever. I guess screw trust. Who needs it in the first place? Is this where we get our trial of Candace?
Fighting? You've been out here dealing with these creatures the entire time?
I'm not surprised.
Yes. They just keep coming in waves. I've lost count of how many I've defeated. Before I realized it, even the sandstorm had stopped.
Her stamina is also something else.
Here comes another wave!
Leave this round to us.
I
got
doubt.
interrupted earlier, but now I have something to take my anger out on.
It's been quite a while since I've seen the Flame Mane in action. I'll leave these to you then.
I'll be sure to put on a good show. Let's go!
Oh, I was gonna ask. No, we do not get a trial of... And obviously we weren't gonna get a trial of Dia. She's not even a finished character as of yet. If she was, she would have been coming out like in the next few patches. Of course, she's gonna take a bit longer.
Here comes another wave! When are they ever gonna let up?
Ah yes, it's been 2 whole waves, Paimon. I'm so scared. 2 whole waves.
Midnight Phantasmagoria.
Okay, 2 waves. Oh no!
The creatures stopped appearing. Was that the last of them?
Probably, if I had to guess. Hey look, there's a Celia up there.
What we fought just now was probably the aftermath of the sandstorm. So we should be safe for the time being.
Alright.
Well fought, everyone. No injuries, I hope.
No. You the village chief, I would have to assume.
Who are you?
Ah, my apologies. I haven't had a chance to greet you yet. I had my hands full taking care of the village's elderly and children. I am the chief of Aru village. Everyone usually calls me Uncle Anpu.
Okay, Uncle Ampu, it's a pleasure to meet you.
I am also originally from the desert, but I have not been back for some time now. May I ask if such sandstorms are common?
I can't say they've always been common, but recently the storms have become increasingly severe and frequent.
That's
Besides
not so
sandstorms,
good.
We also occasionally get earthquakes. According to an investigator who stayed in the village a while ago, these unusual natural phenomena are related to the withering of Irminsul.
Ooh, that's bad.
Another effect.
Everything's,
withering.
you know, everything has to do with the Irminsul's withering.
Causes withering zones in the forest, and sandstorms and earthquakes here in the desert?
Everything in the natural world is inextricably connected to Irminsul. These regional symptoms can indeed be a reflection of Irminsul's present state.
That's not so good.
Everyone in Aru village needs to take good care of themselves. Speaking of which, why haven't I seen a single village keeper since I got here?
Good question. Good question.
Hey, village guards like Candace?
Does your curiosity know no bounds? Village Keeper is how Aru village refers to mad scholars exiled here by the academia. Most of them are scholars who lost their sanity after a period of training in the Avidia forest. The academia believes that their crazed mutterings may have a negative effect on the psyches of other scholars.
So they send him off to the desert.
They're forcibly exiled to the desert. Though if you ask me, it's all a boatload of nonsense.
Tanari brought this up before.
Alas, that's exactly what we've been trying to investigate. One by one, the village keepers have been mysteriously disappearing without a trace. But no one in the village has ever seen them leave. If you're planning to stay around the village for the next few days, I'd appreciate it if you could keep an eye out for them.
Okay.
I've had encounters with those people in the past. I'll see what I can do to help.
The Matra are the ones responsible for their exile. Now that you're no longer with them, are you trying to alleviate your guilt and atone for your past sins? I'm fascinated by how you think.
I'll take them. No need.
But if you are guilty, I will eliminate you, regardless of my position or identity.
I'll say them. No need to be that guy.
You must be an expert in these kinds of investigations. Thank you for your help.
I'll help too.
Is it because you're reminded of Hypatia? Oh, these poor scholars. First they lose their sanity, now this! We need to help get them back home, safe and sound.
Yeah.
But, is it really a good idea to tag along with Sino? You seem like you really don't trust him.
I mean, it's a great opportunity to watch him. Worst comes to worst, he, stabs me in the back. I'm sure someone's gonna have a problem with that.
I'll be grateful for the assistance. No doubt you will do a better job than some of my former subordinates.
Probably.
Let's start by finding a spot to share what we know so far. Although I've sent myself into exile, I'm still doing essentially the same things as before. Do you still have any questions for me before we start our investigation?
Why do you refer to the mad scholars as village keepers? I mean, yeah, that is a pretty good question. I would have asked that myself.
One of my former subordinates told me that this title has its origins in a strange incident.
A strange incident?
The academia has long exiled mad scholars to Aru village. A mysterious phenomenon exists here. When mad scholars first arrive, they are as incoherent and deranged as before. But after spending some time here, they invariably begin to calm down.
Oh?
Initially, the people of Aru village greatly resented having to take in the mad scholars. But a strange incident one night changed that.
What did they do?
Aru village was struck by the strongest earthquake in living memory. Seeing buildings on the verge of collapse all around him, the then chief of the village was preparing to take everyone to safety. Suddenly, he noticed a mad scholar crouching in a corner, caressing the ground with his hands. A soft, green light radiated from him, like a divine glow against the backdrop of night. Despite the powerful tremors that ripped through the ground that night, all the houses remained upright, almost as if they had grown roots reaching deep into the ground. In the end, not a single building collapsed.
So that's why they're called village keepers. They keep the village from falling apart.
The village treated the mad scholars with greater kindness and began to refer to them as the village keepers.
Okay, that makes sense.
A mad scholar protecting Aru village? What do you make of it, Traveler?
It could have been the God of Wisdom.
Paimon thinks so too. Actually, Sino, do you know if any of the mad scholars continued to wear their Akasha terminals at Aru village?
That's a good
theory,
question.
They would continue wearing them so the academia could still monitor their activities. With that said, the main Akasha system would no longer have any interaction with them.
That's not necessarily necessary.
That makes sense then. Add in the fact that they calmed down, it was probably Nahida who calmed them.
If you are able to draw a conclusion from this one story alone, then it appears you possess much more information than I do.
Yes.
So, what do you make of the story?
It probably came from Lesser Lord Kusanale.
Really? Lesser Lord Kusanale.
What? You don't believe us? Lesser Lord Kusanale was definitely using the Akasha to give her power to the mad scholars.
No, it's not so much that I don't believe you. I'm just struck by your reasoning. Lesser Lord Kusanale, the current Dendro Archon. Is she really active in Sumeru?
Yes. Just not in the traditional sense.
Far greater importance on the late Greater Lord Rukkhadevata. They've more or less ignored Lesser Lord Kusanale, and I've never had any reason to doubt their views. In
Well,
addition,
maybe you should start
I've
doubting
never
a little
heard any
bit more.
stories about Lesser Lord Kusanali and her deeds.
You know, there's never a
To me,
bad time to start
she might as
doubting
well have been a
things.
god that never existed.
No way! Nahida definitely exists! She's a... How should Paimon put it? She's a good Archon who's kind and wise.
She saved me
Even if she says
once,
weird
not
stuff
long ago.
I've spent many years interrogating criminals, so I can easily tell when someone is lying.
Good! Then you should know that we're telling the truth.
That look in your eyes. I've never seen that from a liar. You two really must have met Lesser
Yeah,
Lord
we
Kusanali.
actually did.
How can this be? To think, our Archon has been amongst us this entire time.
Are you really that surprised?
Now it's our turn to put our skills to good use for this investigation.
You betcha.
But easier said than done, especially since we don't have any leads.
It is kind of weird that we just gave all that information to Sino for no, like, reason. Just, here's all this information.
Are you here to help me find my grandpa?
Huh? Who are you?
By the sounds of it, a resident of this village.
My name is Isak.
Isak.
You'll help me find my grandpa, right?
Is your grandpa a mad scholar?
Hey, don't say that. Grandpa is just Grandpa. Why do you have to call him that? It's not like he's a bad person or anything.
The person you're referring to is not a local, yet you are. Why do you call him Grandpa?
Maybe because he has blood relations?
It's just Grandpa. He's my family. I heard everything you said to the village chief. Please, you gotta take me with you. I want to find my grandpa. I swear I'll help. I won't be a nuisance.
I think it's
so you're
best.
the one who was eavesdropping on us around the village chief's house. I was planning to go out and take care of whoever it was, but I had a vague feeling that they didn't harbor any ill intent.
Yeah, no, probably not.
Hatham wasn't
After
kidding
being a
about
kid
not
and all.
having sharp senses. Sino, he's just a kid. All he wants is to find his grandpa. Let's find a way to help him.
Yeah.
Sorry. I was only listening in because I wanted to know where Grandpa went. Honest. If you don't believe me, you can ask Miss Candace.
Please help him, Sino.
All right. But first, let's confirm the facts with Candace.
Of course. We don't want just some rogue kid that has been hired by the scholars to get into our ways. But I highly doubt that they would totally do that, but also in the same right, like, I don't think they're doing that because it would be too much of a hassle. But if it was the only way it would work, I'm sure that they would do that. With no hesitation whatsoever. She in the village chief's house?
Sino is super vigilant. Is this what all the Matra are like?
I'd have to assume.
Ah, you're back already.
I mean,
We
in a
just
place
wanted to
of
confirm
knowledge,
something.
I'd assume people are very
know a boy
adept
by
at
the
paying
name of
attention
Isak?
when people are eavesdropping, but
I had a feeling he'd go
Who knows?
looking for you.
Huh? You knew this would happen?
yeah, probably.
Yes. Although he tried his best to stay hidden, I still noticed him eavesdropping outside the window. He really wants to get his grandfather back. Isak's parents were both Aramite mercenaries who rarely returned to the village after finding employment in the city. He was raised by his grandfather. Unfortunately, it was only a few years before his grandpa passed away. Isak was still very young at the time, so various families in the village took turns caring for him so he could survive.
Okay.
Later, an elderly mad scholar arrived at the village. Isak thought the scholar bore a striking resemblance to his grandfather, and thus often spied on the man. However, the scholar was unkempt in appearance and incoherent in speech. Although Isak referred to the man as his grandpa, he was afraid and didn't dare to approach him. One summer night, the oft mumbling and bumbling grandpa suddenly calmed down and seemed to become more lucid. He even noticed Isak hiding in the distance. So Grandpa walked up to Isak and patted him on the head. He even took Isak to the entrance of the village, where he patiently taught the boy the names of the stars. He accompanied Isak until he fell asleep. The next morning, Isak woke up and wanted to go find his grandpa again, only to realize his grandpa no longer recognized him. However, even so, Grandpa retained his calm expression.
Okay.
It's said that those who saw the scholar claimed he no longer appeared to be crazy, but appeared to be living in his own world, almost as if he were sleepwalking.
Sort of
Isak
like
was thrilled that
crazy,
his
but
grandpa was able
different.
to find peace,
Subtly
and
different.
all the time asking
Very
things
subtle.
like, "Grandpa, want me to take you somewhere fun?" Or, "Grandpa, could you tell me stories about the stars again?"
All this somehow just makes Paimon feel really sad.
Are you that surprised?
Seems like they both deserve so much better.
They really do.
Nearly everyone who lives in the desert has some form of hardship or regret. But even so, we must still continue on with our lives.
Mm-hmm.
It's also my reason for fighting. I must continue to protect this land.
It may have something to do with the
Maybe
Lesser
the people
Lord.
have always had a considerate god watching over them.
Huh? What did you say, Sino?
No, nothing. As long as Isak keeps his word and doesn't get in our way, we can take him along.
Perhaps you are more compassionate than I gave you credit for. Please accept my thanks on Isak's behalf, Sino.
I mean, it is better this way. I'd rather not be in ill relations with him.
We've cleared everything up. Let's go find your grandpa. Really? Wow. Thank you so much.
No problem. Your grandpa will be found in a safe place. Your grandpa will be found safe and sound. Yeah. My brain.
All right.
My brain.
Let's ask the local residents some questions first.
Oh, is that Act 3 complete? I guess I will be calling it here then. I normally would just continue on with the Archon quest, but I know how long the Sumeru Archon quest can be, and Act 3 and 4, I'd rather just split them up and, you know, make a dedicated video for either of them. You know, since Act 1 and 2 were so long. So I'm probably going to be calling it here. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, you know what to do. I'll be seeing you guys later. But anyway, love you guys and goodbye.